Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to be discussing is we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns free agency, all the players that we've signed, brought back, and players that we kind of let go. There was a couple players that we actually did let go that I wanted to discuss, and there was also a bunch of players that we did re-sign, and then a few players that we did kind of go from get from other teams, free agents out there. One of the things I want to point out that I see a lot of people talking about is why are the Cleveland Browns not going after these big-time people like Christian Wilkins, the Greenlaw, the Neil Hunter. We are not the type of team that goes after these big-time teams, and I've seen that from Andrew Berry the past couple of years. He doesn't make these big-time splash moves. He goes after the underrated moves, which I don't have any problem with. The Cleveland Browns made a lot of very kind of underrated moves, and I'm going to kind of go over them. We're going to talk about them. And just so you all know, I'll have links to everything down in the description below that you're going to be seeing on screen. So if you want to go check out any of the tweets of all these signings, and also there's going to be a website up on screen that you guys will see where I pretty much have every single transaction from the Cleveland Browns that we made so far in this 2024 free agency. So if you want to check it all out for yourself, I'll have links down there in the description. But without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you can drop a like onto this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Harrison Bryant. He's going to the Las Vegas Raiders, a 1-year, $3.25 million deal, max value of $4 million. Good pickup for them. He's a good tight end. Here's my thing with it. He's a good tight end. He was just not meant for the Browns anymore. The past couple years in our offense being like a very run action, play action kind of quarterback friendly offense, he was good in that. But the way our offense is going right now, being very pass heavy, David Njoku, he's going to be a very heavy use tight end number 1. Akins will get some reps at tight end 2, but being a tight end 3 on this roster is not going to cut it. You are not going to get much reps, and I think Harrison Bryant knew that, and he had to go somewhere where he's going to get some reps. Am I sad about this move? Not really. I just think it was kind of meant to be. It was time, and I'm happy he landed somewhere. Next up, this one kind of hurt. We have Sione Takitaki going to the New England Patriots. 2-year, $6.5 million deal. Can be worth up to $10 million with some incentives likely to be earned, and Sione Takitaki is now going to be an officially New England Patriot. This is a good move for the Patriots. They needed some linebacker help, but when it comes to the Browns, this one sucked. I didn't want to see Sione go. I wanted him to be a Brown. He's a great outside linebacker. He can stuff the run lanes. He can go down there, stop the running backs. He can do a little bit of pass coverage. He's gotten better over the past couple years. He was not that good at the beginning of his career, but he's really gotten better here lately. I'm wondering if the Browns, like I said, being on the cheap end, were we looking to go for like a 1-year deal, like a $3 million deal, and he said, no, I'm going to go somewhere else. And obviously, for you, as you can see from the New England Patriots, he went somewhere where he was able to earn some money, and I'm proud for him. And last up, we have Anthony Walker, a linebacker. He's going to the Miami Dolphins on a 1-year deal. I think it's more of a cheap deal. Here's the thing with Anthony Walker that I don't understand. When he left, I'm kind of sad. Like, I was like, what the fuck? Why are you leaving? But then here later on, you'll see in a minute, the Cleveland Browns actually got a middle linebacker to replace Anthony Walker, but he went out and put on the tweet, or put on the Instagram post of a Cleveland Browns fan page whenever they were announcing, hey, look, we just signed this guy. He's going to be Anthony Walker's replacement. And everybody was like, oh, man, oh, I wish we had Anthony Walker still. And Anthony Walker, he commented on there where it literally, he was like laughing. Like that one, I didn't really understand. Like, come on, Anthony. We loved you in Cleveland. Why are you laughing at us? But that was all the players that did leave. Now let's get into all the players that have stayed. First up, we have Jerry Jeudy. As we know, he's getting traded to us. He's going to be officially made as of March 13th, 4 p.m. He will officially be a Cleveland Brown. That video, I already kind of did a video on for the trade happening, kind of talking about how it's going to work. I'll put that video up there if you want to go check that video out. But I think it's a really smart move, and now with the offense, you got Jerry Jeudy, you got Amari Cooper, you got David Njoku, you got Elijah Moore, Deshaun Watson throwing the ball. Depending on what happens with Nick Chubb, this offense is looking good now. Jerry Jeudy is a really big body catcher. He's a nasty ass route runner. So imagine him and Amari Cooper running routes. Oh my God, that's just a nasty tandem right there. Next up, we got Maurice Hurst. Great re-sign. I loved him on the team last year. The belly rubs everywhere. I was thinking he was probably going to leave, but the fact that he came back is huge for us. He signs a 1-year deal, a cheap deal. It wasn't anything crazy, but it's just more or less of, I think he really enjoyed his time with Cleveland, and he liked what he see in the D-line room. He knows his defense can be lethal. It can be potent next year, and he wants to be a part of it. He's great in the run. He's great in the pass. He can do a lot of different things, and I'm really excited to have him back. Next up, we got Zadarius Smith. Great re-sign. 2-year deal, $23.5 million. Actually a good deal. It's fair for both sides. I think Zadarius Smith, he enjoyed his time last year in Cleveland, and he likes being on the same D-line as Myles Garrett, and he wants to be back in that. There was rumors talking about, is he going to get like a 2-year, $30 million deal, like about $15 million a year? I think Zadarius Smith was looking for that, but when he probably looked around teams, maybe he got the offer, but it was teams like, I don't really know if I want to be there. And then he looked at Cleveland and said, this is the deal you're offering, and I think it's actually kind of fair. I'm going to come back. Zadarius is a great pass rusher. He's a great run stopper. He can do a lot of different things. And with Myles Garrett on the other side, like I said, Zadarius Smith, Myles Garrett, Maurice Hurst still there. You have Dalvin Thompson. oh my god, this defensive line can wreak havoc. It's just staying healthy though. Next up, we got Jordan Hicks. He's the middle linebacker replacement, like I said, to Anthony Walker, and everybody started laughing about it. Anthony Walker started laughing about it. I don't understand that one. Jordan Hicks is a solid middle linebacker. He can step in. He's a great tackler. He can pass coverage. He can run stop. He can do a lot of different things. It's a 2-year, $8 million deal. I'm wondering if Anthony Walker won this kind of deal and Jordan Hicks is getting it, and that's why Anthony Walker's laughing. I don't really know the details. But from what I've seen from Jordan Hicks, he's a pretty good linebacker. He bounced around from Arizona. He was Minnesota last year, and now he's coming down to be a Cleveland Brown. Next up, we got Nyheim Hines, a really good running back. He's been a running back too for the Buffalo Bills past couple years. I think the ideal for the Cleveland Browns is Nick Chubb. How's the injury looking? Is he going to be ready by week 1? If he's not ready by week 1, they're going to have to go and look at Jerome Ford and the Nyheim Hines being the 1-2 punch. Obviously, with Kareem Hunt go, he's no longer with us. He's going to be, whether it's be retirement, go somewhere else, whatever he decides to do. I haven't heard news if he's going to play somewhere else next year. But with the Cleveland Browns case, Jerome Ford is going to be running back number 1. Nyheim Hines can be number 2. When Nick Chubb comes back, I think the plan is for now, with Nick Chubb not being there, Nyheim Hines can be a good running back too. He could be a pass catcher, a screen passer, kind of different things like that. Maybe he can pass block. And then whenever Nick Chubb comes back, Chubb obviously number 1, Ford number 2, and Hines can still do like the pass catching. He can come in for like third down. Maybe like if it's like a 3rd and 20, we need like a quick little wheel route from Hines. He can go run those routes. I think it's a pretty smart pickup, and it was a cheap deal. I think it was like $2 or $3 million, so smart pickup by Andrew Berry. Michael Dunn, tackle, guard. He can do everything. Great, just solid backup rotational guard, offensive lineman. He can do everything. Like I said, left tackle, left guard, right tackle. He can play every single position. He's just a great backup offensive lineman. You can plug him in anywhere. He played a lot last year, especially with the fact of Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio going down a lot. Ethan Pochik went down at center. I think Michael Dunn stepped in there once. Right tackle, he had to step in once whenever Dwan Jones and Jack Conklin went down. The offensive line is getting a little bit frisky there, but I think that was a great re-sign for the Browns. Hakeem Adeniji, I think is how you pronounce the name. He was a guard from the Bengals. Bengals decided to let him go. Browns decided to pick him up. I think it's more just a rotational, just depth piece at the guard position, and it's not a bad pickup. It's a solid pickup if you ask me. Next up, we got Shelby Harris. Great pickup, great re-sign. 2-year, $9 million deal. Kind of like with what we've seen from the Hicks and Zadarius Smith. We're trying to get these guys back. Not just 1-year deals, get 2-year deals. That way we know we have control of them for a couple years. And I think Shelby Harris, he played really well last year. He got hurt a good bit throughout the season, especially there at the end of the season. He got hurt right before the playoffs, and it kind of hurt him a little bit. Shelby Harris has been kind of bouncing around from team to team throughout his career, but he with the Browns, I think he really found a home. And like I said earlier, Zadarius Smith, Myles Garrett, now Shelby Harris, Maurice Hurst, Dalvin Tomlinson. You keep adding the guys to this defensive line, they can really be something potent there. Next up, we got Jameis Winston signing to be the backup. He's a 1-year, $4 million deal worth up to, I think it's like $8.5 million deal. Good backup position if you ask me. I've already made a video kind of covering the Jameis Winston signing. I'll put that video up there if you want to check it out. But basically, everybody wanted Joe Flacco to come back. The thing is, I think Joe Flacco, he wants to be a starter, and if he becomes a starter, he's going to get upwards of like $40 to $45 million for like whether it be like a 2 to 3 year contract. It's going to be anywhere from $15 million a year to $20 million a year if he was to be a starter, because teams are going to look at the way he played last year and say, holy shit, I want that to be my starter. I went into it more in that video if you want to check it out. Like I said, Jameis Winston, he'll be a solid backup for us. He can step in, learn the system, and just be there, like I said, knock on wood, in case Deshaun Watson ever goes down again. And last up, we got Corey Bojorquez. I know it's kind of odd to say, wow, oh my god, we signed a punter, but great signing here. You always need punters, you always need kickers, and when it comes to a punter, Corey Bojorquez is probably top 10 in the league whenever it comes to punting. He's got a boomer of a leg. He can hit pinpoint accuracy. If you are back at the 25 and you need to punt the ball and you need it all the way down to the other 25, he's got you covered. If you're inside, like if you're like the opposite side of the 50 and you say, hey, can you pin him down the side of the 5? He's got you covered. And with it being a 2-year contract, it's just huge. Usually, this offseason has been kind of strange for punters and kickers. You see a lot of guys getting these 2-year, 3-year contracts, which I kind of like if you ask me. But that's going to wrap up every single Cleveland Browns. Like I said, signing, free agent, let go, every single thing that we did in the free agency so far. Like I said, it's currently about like 3:30, March 13th at the time recording this. So anything news-wise that happens after that date and after that time that happens, I'm not going to know about it, obviously. So if you see anything news-wise like that, and you're like, why the hell did you not talk about that? That's why. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, every single thing that you saw on screen is going to be down in the description, all the tweets, and also that website. Like I said, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, I'll have that link down in the description below for you to see all the Cleveland Browns transactions. And as news breaks throughout the days, weeks, months, all you got to do is keep on refreshing and you'll see it there. And also on that website, if you want to type in your own favorite team up in the top search bar, and you can see all the transactions from your favorite team as well. But I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you drop a like onto this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of this video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you think the Browns made good deals? Do you think the Browns signed the right players, did not sign the right players? Was there anybody specific that you wanted the Browns to go after? Me personally, I've heard about DJ Reader from the Bengals possibly could go in somewhere. The Browns are on their is on his wish list of maybe teams that he maybe could go after. and I do hope we go after him. But if we don't, it's okay. But like I said, if you want to drop your opinion about the whole Cleveland Browns free agency so far down in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.